12th Physics, Chapter 3, Current Electricity. Topics are 3.9 Electrical Energy and Power, 3.10 Combination of Resistors, 3.11 Cells, EMF and Internal Resistance, and 3.12 Cells in Series and in Parallel. Let's start. 3.9 Electrical Energy and Power. So first, if we consider a conductor of length L, cross-sectional area A, if we apply battery across the conductor, so there is an electric field and electron will start moving towards the positive terminal of the battery. Let I be the current in a circuit. Consider two ends A and B and let electric potential at A and B are VA and VB. Since current is flowing from A to B, so it means A is at high potential, so it means VA is greater than VB, and this is the important conditions for the current to flow from end A to end B. If we do reverse, if VB is more than VA, then current will flow from B to A. Now see the mechanism. When electron move from end B to end A, it suffer collision, and during collision the atoms vibrate, the conductor heat up, and the amount of energy dissipated in the form of heat, and this effect is known as heating effect of electric current. Let dW or delta W is the small amount of work done, that is equal to, we know in previous classes, W is equal to Q into V, the charge and potential difference. So if we take small amount of work done, it is equal to delta QV. We can write Q as a I into T, so it is equal to IV delta T. The energy dissipated per unit time is known as power dissipated. So power is defined as the change in work per unit time, or P is defined as dW by dt. This is the instantaneous power. So we can write P as a I into V or V into I. If we apply Ohm's law, so we can get different expressions for power. P is equal to I square R. P is equal to V square by R. So these are three relations for power. P is equal to I into V, P is equal to I square R, and P is equal to V square by R. The SI unit of power is joule per second or watt. Now power transmission. There are two things. One is power generation and second is power transmission. Power is generated always at low voltage due to economical value, but the transmission is done at high voltage, because we know power is directly proportional to I and V, because P is equal to V into I. So at high voltage, the current is less. So that's why the power reduces. So due to less loss, transmission is done at high voltage. Next is combination of resistors in series and in parallel. Resistance can be attached or joined in series or parallel combinations. So first, series combination of resistor. Consider two resistors R1 and R2 are joined in series and let I be the current passing through it. In a series combination, the charge leaving is exactly equal to charge entering. So if we take charge per unit time, so that is current. So current remains constant in series combination. So this is important. During series combination, the charge per unit time remains constant. If we calculate potential difference across R1, that is V1, so V1 is here and it is equal to I into R1. Similarly, potential difference across R2, that is here, it is equal to I into R2. So total potential difference across the two ends, this and this, let V, and that is equal to V1 plus V2. So by Ohm's law, we can write V is equal to V1 plus V2 is equal to IR1 plus IR2. So if we compare left hand side and right hand side, so we will get R equivalent is equal to R1 plus R2. So in a series combination, resistance is equal to R1 plus R2. And here, net resistance is always greater than the greatest of all. There is a simple formula for calculating the potential difference. By this, V is equal to R1 upon R1 plus R2 whole bracket into V, and V2 is equal to R2 upon R1 plus R2 whole bracket into V. Now resistance in parallel combination. So consider two resistances R1, R2 in parallel combination. Then current will divide and current will pass as a I1 through R1 and I2 as a R2. The charge that flow in at A is divide here in I1 and I2 form and again recombine to get I. So in parallel combination, the potential difference across the resistance remains same, whereas current divides. Let the potential difference across R1 is V equal to I1 R1. Similarly, potential difference across R2 is I2 R2. Here, the current I is the sum of I1 plus I2. Therefore, we can put the value and we get I is equal to V by R1 plus V by R2. So by Ohm's law, we can write the equivalent resistance here is 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2. Always remember the net resistance is smaller than the smallest of all. It means if we attach 1 ohm and 100 ohm resistance in parallel, so R equivalent is less than 1 ohm. So this is a formula for calculating I1. We can calculate I1 as a I the whole bracket R2 upon R1 plus R2, because current divide in inverse ratio of resistance. Similarly, I2 is equal to I R1 upon R1 plus R2. There are some more methods of finding resistance. So one is method of successive reduction. If you have one circuit, so reduce the circuit one by one. In this circuit, first this R and this R in series, and this combination is in parallel with this resistance 2R. So if we solve R and R, we will get 2R, and 2R and 2R in parallel, so answer is R. Again this R and this R in series, we will get 2R, and this 2R and this 2R in parallel, so we will get R. So by the reduction method we can obtain, and the net answer of this circuit is 3R by 2. I hope it is clear. There's one more method of solving the symmetric circuit, and this is known as method of equipotential point. So there are two lines. One line is passing along the current, and second line is perpendicular to the current. This line is perpendicular and this line is along the current. So if circuit is symmetrically divided, then on this line the nodes have same potential, and we can remove the nodes like this. So here this R and this R in parallel like this. This R and this R in parallel like this. Same here, and so on. So net answer here is, after reduction, R by 2, R by 2, R by 2, R by 2 and R by 2. So on simplification the net answer is 3R by 2. Now take one numerical. We have 5 resistors are combined to the figure. So this is a figure. 1, 10 ohm, 10 ohm, 20 ohm and 10 ohm and 10 ohm. So the equivalent resistance between X and Y will be. So this is the simple circuit. That's the solution. We can reduce circuit like a symmetric circuit here. So here the AND A and AND B have same potential. So we can remove this branch because current does not flow across same potential. So this 10 and this 10 in series, so net answer is 20. This 10 and this 10 in series, net answer is 20, and these two are in parallel, so net answer is 10 ohm. So option A is correct. Now see the solution. So net answer here is 10 ohm. Okay, do assignment. There is a question. What will be the equivalent resistance of circuit shown in figure between points A and D? So try to solve it, and this is a hint. This answer 30 ohm. Do homework. One more question. In the network shown in figure, each of resistance is equal to 2 ohm. The resistance between A and B is. So The answer is 2 ohm. Solve it as a homework. Our next topic is 3.11 cells, EMF and internal resistance. So first define cell. The device which convert chemical energy into electrical energy is known as electrical cell. So this is the circuit or diagram of cell. Cell consists of three things. One is container, second electrolyte, this one, and next is electrode. So cell consists of three things: container, electrolyte and electrode. This is the circuit diagram of cell. Here R is the resistance, C and D are the two terminal points, P and N are as a positive and negative electrode, and A and B are the points inside the electrolyte. This is the symbol. We show cell by this. The symbol of cell is this, plus and minus. So for always to draw cell in a circuit, draw like this: high potential and low potential. Let's do some mechanism inside the cell. What happened inside the cell? So we are considering here P as a positive, so it has a potential difference between P point and A point as a V plus, and potential difference between N and B point is, say, V minus. When cell is open, when there is no current in the circuit, then the net potential difference between P and N is V, and that is equal to V plus and V minus. And this difference is called electromotive force or EMF. I repeat, electromotive force is the potential difference between P and N when no current is passing through the cell, by the cell, and we denote this by E. So E is equal to V plus, means potential difference of P electrode, and V minus, potential difference of N electrode, and it is always greater than 0. So E is actually a potential difference, it is not a force. This term force is given by history only. When this term was coined, so there is no knowledge of potential difference. That's why still people consider this maximum potential difference as a electromotive force. So its unit is volt. Now see the EMF and concept of internal resistance of the cell. Consider cell once again, P positive and negative. So in this circuit it is clear the current is flowing from C to D. If you consider the whole circuit, outside current is flowing from C to D, but inside it is flowing like this, N to P. So the electrolyte through which a current flows has a finite resistance, and this resistance is known as internal resistance of the cell. When I is 0, it means when there is no outer circuit, when R is infinite. So potential difference between P and N is V. So let this potential difference here is V. So the potential difference V is equal to potential difference between P and A, this one, plus potential difference between A and B, this one, and potential difference between N and B. So there are three potential differences, 1, 2, and 3, and that is equal to E. So this is equal to electromotive force when no current is passing through the circuit. Thus we can define EMF is the potential difference between the positive and negative electrodes in an open circuit when no current is flowing through the cell. And see what happens when R is finite. If R is finite, then this current I is not equal to 0. So in that case, there is some potential drop across here, across this, and we take this as a small r. So potential drop here is I into R. We take minus sign here because here minus sign indicate inside the electrolyte the current is passing from N to P, but outside it is passing from P to N. So that's why V is equal to E minus IR. This is the relation between potential difference, EMF, current, and internal resistance of the cell. So I told you earlier, negative sign indicates the current is flowing from B to A. In practical calculations, R value is very, very small. We can neglect it. And by Ohm's law, we can calculate the formula of R also. So IR is equal to E minus IR, and I is equal to E by R plus R. So this is the relation between current, EMF, resistance, and small resistance. Generally, internal resistance of a dry cell is greater than electrolytic cells. The cell will pass the maximum current when the external resistance is 0, and the maximum value of current is E by R. Internal resistance of a cell, it is the opposition offered by the electrolyte of the cell to the flow of electric current through it is called internal resistance of the cell. So if we take a cell diagram, so we indicate internal resistance by a small r as shown in figure, and V is the potential difference across these two. Now some factors affecting resistance of the cell. Number 1, it is separation between the two electrodes. If separation is more, resistance is more, because there is difficulty for the ion to move from one electrode to another. Second, the area of the electrode. If area of electrode dipping inside the electrolyte is more, then resistance of a cell is less, and vice versa. And the next two, nature of electrolyte and nature of electrode. Now relation of formula for small r, it is equal to E by V minus 1 bracket dot R. E is the EMF, V is the potential difference. So by this formula we can calculate the internal resistance of a cell. Now 3.12, cells in series and parallel. Like a resistor, we can attach cells also in series and parallel. So consider two cells having resistance R1 R2, EMF E1 E2. So cell 1 and cell 2. Before applying the combination, let's see the basic. If we have cell E, resistance of a cell small r, this is A and B. If potential difference here is V, so we can write V as a E minus IR. So this is relation when the current is passing through the cell towards A. But if cell is charging, if current is passing from A to B, so in that case potential difference between A and B is equal to E plus IR. So during charging the cell we prefer this equation, and when cell discharge we prefer this equation. So that equation shows here that V is less than EMF during discharging, and here the V is greater than EMF during charging. Now cells in series combination. Consider two cells in series, E1, E2 having resistance R1, R2, and we have to find their equivalent EMF and equivalent resistance. So there are 3 points A, B and C. So let potential at point A is VA, potential at point B is VB, potential at point C is VC, and potential between A and B is VA minus VB. So potential between A and B is given by formula. It is equal to E1 minus IR1 as from previous results. Similarly, the potential difference between point B and C is E2 minus IR2. This is equation number 2. And if we add these two equations, we will get potential difference between point A and C. So if we add 1 and 2, we will get E1 plus E2 minus IR1 plus R2. So if we compare this with this figure, so VAC is equal to E equivalent minus IR equivalent. If we compare equation number 3 and equation number 4, we will get E equivalent as a E1 plus E2 and R equivalent as a R1 plus R2. So for this circuit or this figure, the E equivalent is E1 plus E2 and R equivalent is R1 plus R2. Some cases, if second cell is attached by negative terminal, then what is the net EMF? So net EMF is E1 minus E2. In this case, E1 is negatively attached and resistance remains same. In this case, E1 and this, so this is E1, this is E2. Now for n identical cells of EMF E and resistance R, so total EMF is NE, total resistance is NR, and total resistance of the circuit is NR plus capital R. Here capital R is the external resistance, and the net current passing through the circuit is NE upon NR plus R. This is one conventions. When the current leaves from the cell, the positive electrode then take E positive, and if the current leave negative terminal of the electrode of the cell, then take E negative. It is very important convention. Now cells in parallel, if we have E1, E2 cells in parallel, then the current passing from E1 is I1 and the current passing through E2 is I2, and the net current is equal to I, and we need to find the equivalent circuit for this having equivalent EMF and equal resistance. So in parallel combination we know I is equal to I1 plus I2 and potential difference remains same. Let potential difference between point B1 and B2 is VB1 minus VB2 for cell 1, for cell 1 VB1 minus VB2 is equal to E1 minus I1 R1, and for cell 2 VB1 minus VB2 is equal to E2 minus I2 R2. This is equation number 3. So by equation 1, 2 and 3 we get I is equal to I1 plus I2, that is equal to E1 minus V upon R1 plus E2 minus V upon R2, that is equal to E1 by R1 plus E2 by R2 minus V in bracket 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2. So hence V is given as, by reshuffling, V is equal to E1 R2 plus E2 R1 upon R1 plus R2 minus I R1 R2 upon R1 plus R2. For equivalent circuit, if we write the equation, VAC is equal to E equivalent minus I R equivalent. If we compare the two equations, we will get E equivalent of a parallel combination of two cells is equal to E1 R2 plus E2 R1 upon R1 plus R2, and R equivalent as a R1 R2 upon R1 plus R2. For n cells, E equivalent upon R equivalent is equal to E1 by R1 plus dot 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 plus En by Rn, and 1 by R equivalent is equal to 1 by R1 plus dot 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 plus 1 by Rn. This is the end of today's lecture. In next lecture, we will discuss first Kirchhoff law, second Wheatstone bridge, meter bridge and potentiometer. Thank you and have a nice day.